What is going on, everybody? We are back on it. Hunter x Hunter episode 58. This is probably, I'm not going to say the most, but this is just for me personally, one of the most anticipated episodes that I want to find out what's about to happen. Um, and I think I'm most curious on what is Kurapika's play here? What does he do? I feel like this whole kind of York New City um, expedition or adventure, whatever you want to call it, has pretty much gone perfect for him. He's found out about the troop, he knows about some of their abilities, he's got pretty much facial ID on all of them, he knows the leader, he's killed one, he currently has the leader in his possession. I mean, he hasn't really had a setback here that's hit him personally. He's lost a couple of, like, the Nostrada bodyguards that he had, and Squala and a couple of the other ones, but they weren't really. So everything's kind of gone pretty much like pretty perfectly here for Kurapika. Uh, so I'm kind of interested to see where it goes here. Um, you have a feeling like he has to kill Paku, because Paku knows the abilities and the weakness, how it's only for troop members and X, Y, and Z. Uh, but I hope that down the line, whether Kurapika kills one, kills half of them right here, whatever he ends up doing, um, I wouldn't mind later in the story because I'm guessing Crollo and Kurapika are going to have to face off against each other. Maybe not now, but eventually. I would like them to both like knowingly know each other's abilities. I want the troop to know Kurapika's abilities and what he does with the chains and how it's only for spider members and the conditions he has on it. And on the flip side, I'd want Kurapika to know what Crollo does with the book and what all the other, because I feel like fights are better when everybody knows and like they can still go at it like full power. It's great. Because like some of the best fights in like any animes are like, because people get caught off guard all the time. You're not expecting anything. Like, I don't need a Zetsu stabbing somebody in the back type thing, or just this hidden secret ability that we never knew that's never been brought up. And like this is with any animes, when like people they unlock something that's never been like unlocked or touched before. I feel like fights are better when you used to watch like old Hashirama and Madara fights like over and over, like they knew each other in and out, and it was still so good. Um, so we'll kind of see where that goes. I'm on the side of the Sphinx and the Phaeton, how they should just roll up there deep, you know. See, te- pretty much call Kurapika's bluff. Like, see if Kurapika's really about that life. Are these your friends here? I'm here with all the troop members. If you kill Crollo, we will kill both Gon and Killua, and we'll kill you. So is it worth killing Crollo to lose your life, Melody's life, Gon and Killua? Now this is, we know my scenario is not going to happen because the story would be over. They would, if Kurapika killed Crollo with all the other members there, Gon would be dead, Killua would be dead, Kurapika would be dead, and the story would be over on episode 58. So we know that's not going to happen. But I feel like that's what they should do, and I feel like Crollo has tried to instill that in them. How like the spider's more important, it keeps moving, get a new leader. How he was having the inner dialogue with himself, bring everybody. Um, and it looks like half the troop members agree with that approach, and the other half, it looks like they still, not still, but it looks like they have developed like a relationship and a care, and like he is our leader type thing. Like we don't want to put him in jeopardy. So like I don't know what the background is of the troop members. We know they come from the same place, but like have they grown up since they were kids? Like have they saved each other? Have they helped? Because like when you think of like Akatsuki and other anime group members, enemy like villain groups, they're just thrown together. Like the Akatsuki members, besides a couple of them, they don't really care about like one another. One dies, they replace it. Um, but it looks like this group actually has like a bond and a care for each other, and half of them they don't want to lose Crollo, and the other half I feel like they understand. Like, yeah, we don't want to lose him, but what he instilled in us is the spider is bigger than like the surrounding parts. Um, so maybe Kurapika just kills Paku, um, lets Crollo go, or somehow has to flee because we know Kurapika, Gon, and Killua are not going to die. So what happens without without his abilities getting let out? I don't know. And then what the hell is Illumi gonna play right here? That's another major kind of wild card chess piece. And then does Hisoka finally get that one-on-one battle? I don't know. Let's go ahead and do it. We're pressing play from the very beginning, 0 seconds in on episode 58, right now. Oh wow, we're already there. I don't think Paku sees that though. He does. Crollo does. That's the weakness, is the relationship with the friends. Um, oh man, I want to see it so bad, but I want it. There's like a direction I want it to go, but I don't think it's going to go there. But the story's been good so far, so I'm not expecting it to be a disappointing or anything. I just how the hell they get out of this. What was a great I thought one of the great parts of last episode was Melody having a damn pretty much mental breakdown. She's like his heart rate's so calm, even though he's not worried about dying. I don't like this. I got to get out of here. Like she was freaking out. That was great to see. Because even though we've seen Crollo, like we've seen his skills, I don't think we've seen him at 100%. So like just like we don't know his mindset. It's a lot to see. And there's still a couple troop members we still don't know their names or their abilities. And some of them we've seen, but we haven't gotten an explanation on. And I know that we're saying Kroll is a specialist though, but is that book he has? Is it a hard copy, like he has it on him, or is it something he conjures out? I feel like it'd be easier if he conjured it instead of like he could lose it. I feel like it'd be better if it was something he could, you know, signal to retreat. Here we go, boys. Speak. But you know what will happen if you do. Yeah, I agree. At least some of them. Agreed. So what do you do? And do these conditions only apply to if you're doing them against Kurapika, or like he can't use Nen for how long, under what circumstances? Wow, he's actually going in this with a clear head for once. He's not just raging. So he can't use Nen under what conditions? What does he think of that decision? Release them by midnight. And it's got to be don't tell anybody my secret. Don't do it. Interesting. What? Uh-oh. Melody. Revenge. I really want to know the. I mean, Kurapika's shit is so like in depth and confusing and condition on condition. I need to go back and watch that episode she had with Gone and that explanation. Kurapika's freaking out. If you didn't, yeah, yeah. Kurapika wouldn't be this freaking out if it wasn't true. They know he's not about that life. He's not about that life. Oh, she's got to go back alone. Jesus, the group's Oh my God, is this how we end up losing half of the legs? They just kill each other off. Don't do it. Somebody's got to be the word of reasoning. Somebody step in. Krollo's killed. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That, yeah, that's the ultimate worst case. Tell him, Franklin. Agreed. Like, if y'all go, somebody's got to speak up. Franklin, thank you. Finally, someone's like speaking something. Don't break it. Can you not make another one? Hmm. How does this play out? And we don't know what the hell Hisoka's doing back there. I wonder if Hisoka does something like, but no, it can't be like Illumi shows up and kills one of the hostages because that's not going to happen. So how does Hisoka get his chance? Who the fuck is that? Oh my god, that's what he's doing. Holy shit. Yeah, he's not going to kill them, but that's what you get for flipping mixing up with Hisoka right there. That's Illumi. Nobody saw this man get in and get out. Mm. He said so. He said without the needles, he can only hold. I don't know if he said hold that form or hold any form. 4 to 5 hours. Here's the thing. When does that like? When does the Nen chain of truth on the heart expire? I think Hisoka's gonna kill the girl. So he can't make contact with any of them, or she can't. What the? She can't do it for the rest of her life. She can't make contact with a troop member. That shit is really OP AF. Bungee gum. But he can't use Nen. Forever? For the rest of his life. Hisoka's face. He's so defeated. But what? For the rest of their lives. What the fuck? That. Mm, how much time is left in this episode? Okay, we got a good 5 minutes. So he can't use Nen for the rest of his days, and she can't talk to a troop member for the rest of her life. That doesn't mean she can't, or he can. I gotta go back and watch that. Sphinx, Machi, Nobu, Shalanak, Franklin. She'll die though. But it's worth getting that information out though. Now they know, but she's dead. Does Kurapika get a like a an alert text message or something? Wow, she's hoping that none of all her memories. You know, she's kind of OP, but I mean, she's dead. But oh, she didn't get the info. Is this Kurapika's weakened, bedridden state? Because of you two, yeah, because of the friends. Wow, we're still talking about Greed Island. That shit, I didn't even think about that. That's been such an like side on top of side story. Like I wasn't even. Hisoka's face was just the worst. I refuse to believe that that man Crollo is never going to use Nen again in his life. But then the question is, oh, he got the fuck out of there. Oh my god. Because they need him to undo it. It can't be undone. Oh, they. Dang, driven by hatred and death can hang around the Nen that will direct itself toward the target on those emotions. They need Kurapika to undo it. Why not take them hostage again? Oh, that's OP. He said there's Nen users that can remove other people's Nens. You can't tell the truth. Hmm. Next week, the story moves into the okay, that's how we just move forward from the like. How do we? I was thinking that again. Like, how the hell do we go from all this Phantom Troop death and capture and deceit and just like function back over to all right? We still need this video game. Um, I don't really know what to make of the episode. Uh, he was saying they can't kill the chain user, but they found out the information that they needed to. Paku had to sacrifice herself. She told the six founding members, um, dang, she had to die. I mean, she had a really great ability, but I mean, it got used to its fullest. Go back here real quick. Hold on. That was a big question I had. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. First, release Gon Kalua unharmed before midnight. Okay. You may not speak a single word about me. Now, here's the thing, though. Hold on. Let me read the rest of that. I thought she was using it the smooth way. I mean, you don't know if Paku's abilities that she can transfer information, memories. We just knew that she could extract it. She didn't necessarily speak anything. So the fact that the Nen restrictions are like that high, ratcheted up, um, it's kind of wild to me. Like I don't hate. I mean, I don't hate. I mean, it is what it is. Um, but save for the fact that I'm sure there's other Nen users that can do Nen stitching, that can make Nen bullets, that can read memories. What if she came in contact with somebody? Hold on, go back. Did she say you may not speak a word about me to anybody or to the troop members? Let me see what that second part was. You may not speak a single word about me. If I'm Crollo, clearly I have resources. I'm going to go out and find somebody that has the Nen ability similar to Paku's that can extract information, read information. I thought it might fall under like as long as you don't speak about me, which I guess would be too easy because then, like I said, you could go find another mind reader, conscious memory extractor, and they have nothing to do with the troop. They could just take that information and then spit it and tell it to the rest of the troop, and then Paku's still safe. And then technically, that's what I'm saying. Like it comes down to like the technicalities of Kurapika's abilities that are kind of like throwing me off slash a little confusing there. Um, So that was like I thought maybe it didn't have to be spoken, but if she transferred it through the bullets, it wasn't technically spoken. It's not like she spoke or wrote it. I mean, she used her Nen, but I didn't think she would have a restriction on that. So it's unfortunate she had to die. I mean, she had some pretty cool abilities. I feel like I wanted to know more about her and see like more of her on screen, but she's dead. But she did pass on all the information she knows. She knows the relationship between the three, um, and I think all of them know the weaknesses of Kurapika. Correct? They know it can only be. I feel like they know everything. Like it can only be used on troop members, and the condition he has that he made on himself, and um, so that's one thing. Number two, what were the conditions that were put on? What were the conditions that were put on Crollo? You may not contact any member of the troop, and you are forbidden to use Nen, and you may not contact any members of the troop. Those seem like such wild stipulations that one person is able to put on another. Like those are huge stipulations right there. And is it something that Kurapika always has to like monitor and control? Like once it's set, like it's set it and forget it. Like that's always going to be a condition on you. And then another thing is like how many conditions can Kurapika put on a person at a time? Two, three, four. The more he does, the more maybe it'll take from him after he's like put it on them. Because that's like a really big, big deal. Um, you're forbidden to use Nen. I thought there was going to be a time limit, or maybe till the exchange was like. I mean, if the exchange is over, all they're going to do is pounce right back on them. Um, but let's say, I mean, I'm almost 100% positive Crollo's going to end up using Nen sometime again in this story. But let's just say for the fact that he didn't, and maybe he just like ends up wandering the rest of his days as a regular guy, and the spiders just form up with somebody else's leader. He can never use Nen again the rest of his life, but he didn't seem too worried, you know. And then the fortunes changed there. Um, I don't know what was the driving force that made them change. Hisoka still left the group, and they know he's a fake member. Now everybody does. Because Paku, she should have gotten that when she gave the memories to everybody else. But imagine it was something like you can never speak to anybody again for the rest of your life, and you're not able to use Nen. Like those stipulations are huge, huge stipulations. Um, and then how many of these conditions can Kurapika put out at a time? You feel like there's no limit to the amount. I mean, if I was coming across anybody or fighting anybody, I mean, but we know these are conditions only for the troop, though, correct? All this chains, the chains are just for the troop members. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, all you got to do is chain jail them, put the thing on their heart, and say you can no longer use Nen, forbidden to use it, and then what other conditions? Like that is wild to me. Um, the things you can achieve with some conditions on yourself. Um, I like what Sphinx said there. There are people there that can undo other people's Nens. Why the hell didn't Paku just hold on and wait? Because I'm sure for sure there's got to be multiple people out there that can undo other people's Nens. And I wouldn't be surprised if Crollo already knows or has the idea of who can, or he can find out the information of who. I like the part that Illumi played because I didn't know what to make of Illumi. Like, who was he going to kill? Who was he going to backstab? But to have him just like be a little stunt body double, that was pretty dope. I enjoyed it. Um, was there anything else? Really, no. I think it was just those pretty much those two major points right there. Paku dies, but she passed on the information to half of them. Um, the only person that didn't get the is Kuratopi. I forget the girl's name with the vacuum cleaner. I need a name. I need a list and a name. I need a list of names of the Phantom Troop members that isn't spoilerish. And then you don't have to tell me the abilities because some of them we've seen. You pretty much have a good idea. But we haven't got like detailed explanations like we did with Paku's and Uvo's. Was there anything else? And then can Kurapika undo the chains? Because my question there was, if I'm Sphinx and Phaeton right there, why don't I just grab Gon and Killua again, hold them hostage, contact Kurapika, and be like, hey, you undo what you did to Crollo or I'm going to kill them. And I feel like that'd be a good little thing there because we know Gon and Killua's story doesn't end here. So Kurapika would have no choice. They're not going to die, like, for story purposes. And he would kind of be backed into a wall. Like, you have to undo that. I don't know if he can undo it. I'm still I'm still blown away by the fact that like that shit is permanent forever. I'm sure it's gonna get undone. I don't know how, whether it'll be Kurapika's doing. Um, I don't think it'll be Kuro. I don't think they'll run into each other again for a long time. And I want to go back and read his fortune when it said he'd look to the east. When he said he'd look to the east for and he would see a friend, is what was in his fortune. I think I'll have to go back. Somebody can message me that or leave it in the comments. But yeah, I'm just baffled by that. The conditions that you can put on other people, like the stakes of the condition, like those are high stakes right there. Um, like if he was like, you're never able to kill again, or you can never fight anybody again, or you can never use Nen again, you can never speak to X amount of whoever. Those conditions are wild. Um, I still feel like I need kind of just a better and more in depth explanation on Kurapika's abilities. I need to go back and watch that one episode where he kind of explained it to Uvo and then what he said to Gon. Um, and that they like hinted at it here. I'm gonna scroll back to the episode here where she's all in bed, or Kurapika's all in bed. I can no longer use Nen. The look on Hisoka's face. He's like, I did all this. I went around with this group, and this man can't even use it. What did they say about Kurapika? Gon and Killua were talking to each other. I hope Kurapika's fever doesn't break. Yeah, that's what I was like. He said he hoped the fever doesn't break, so he doesn't go out there and do it again. But like again, they don't. I mean, you guys have explained it to me. I could just take it like as Kurapika just came down with like a fever. That doesn't explain anything related to his abilities. But yeah, I need to go back and watch that episode where he explains everything to Uvo, and then where he has that sit down conversation with Gon. I need to watch that a couple times, or just have one of you. The YouTube comments, it gets too long because when you guys send me like, I'm talking like real long words where I got to hit read more and keep scrolling. It's hard for me to keep up with because I'm always like, I have my own business. I'm always on the go. I'm trying to look at it on my phone, but to read all that and then like give you an in-depth response is a lot. But if you can DM me on Twitter, it's a lot easier and better for me to like keep the info, because once I put episode 59 up and like we're still going back on episode 58, I don't really go back to old videos that much. So like I'm gonna, even if you send it to me and you give me a real great detailed explanation on episode 58, by the time I get to episode 59, 60, I'm gonna forget like who posted that on what video. But sending it to me on Twitter, I'll have it in my inbox and I can always go back and check it. Just a non-spoilerish, detailed explanation on Kurapika's abilities and the conditions that he's allowed to place on other people. And then the drawback, because right here it didn't say. We saw when he fought Uvo, he's like, I can't be in that. He's like, oh man, I stayed in there too long, or whatever he said about like wasting time. But we didn't get an explanation here on Kurapika. Like it would have been different if we saw Kurapika going into that fever, that sickness or whatever he's in, that exhausted state. We just like cut to it. Um, if we would have seen him like start to stumble and like Gon and Killua carry him, or and he's explaining, and they're like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? Like, did they do something to you? Are you under their control?" And he's like, "No, my abilities. It has a drawback of boom, 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 boom." I mean, they do it. They explain everything a lot, so I was thinking we were maybe going to get that there because you guys were like, "Well, just wait till you get to the end of the arc. You're going to see Kurapika's abilities have drawbacks. He's literally bedridden." But we didn't dive into that. We just saw him bedridden, and maybe we'll get an explanation on that next episode. I just thought it was so wild how they were just like, all right, guys, next week, narrator, we're back to the Greed Island video game. But yeah, it's fine. So we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode. You guys will see this Friday. We'll take Saturday off, and then episode 59 will be up Sunday. And the final episode on one of the greatest slash hottest animes on the streets right now. The end of season 3, Attack on Titan, will come out Sunday, and I'm really hyped for that. That'll be up Monday, and then the last episode for One Punch Man season 2 will come out Tuesday, and that'll be up Wednesday. And then we'll take a little break here because it'll be July 4th week. We'll kind of calm down on all that. So we'll get through the week of the 4th, and maybe when we come back, we'll do the following week where it'll just be a strict week of Hunter x Hunter. And then I'm gonna look into like Patreon things, and we're gonna get on Code Geass and try to implement some more things and get some more stuff on the channel. But we'll get there when we get there. So like, share, favorite, subscribe, guys, and as always,